As we looked at in the previous course on working on set, Video Village is an important part of any set. This is usually a larger monitor that displays what the camera is recording. Video Village allows essential crew like directors, producers, gaffer, wardrobe, and so on to check for issues in their respective domains. Note that Video Village is not the same thing as the monitor that you have for your camera and camera team. You'll typically want one monitor on your camera, or close to it, and also a connection to Video Village. For the assurance, we connected an HDMI cable from our camera to a monitor. On more professional sets that I've been on, this is usually done wirelessly. For times like ours, where you kind of have to use a cable, be sure to tape it down so that no one trips over it and injures themselves. And also so they don't pull down your camera and monitor in the process. On bigger budget projects, you might find a more professional monitoring system. These often allow you to get a more accurate representation of the image to send to your crew. For the assurance, I just use an LCD TV as our monitor. These are much less expensive, so you can usually get a much larger monitor this way. This is also great if you have a lot of people that need to watch the monitor, so you need a big one. But the downside is that this wasn't an accurate representation of the image that the camera was capturing. For this shot, for example, the preacher looked exposed pretty good in the monitor, but in reality, this shot was pretty underexposed. Many monitors meant for monitoring video on set will also have tools for evaluating exposure and color, like a waveform monitor or a histogram. A professional monitor is also usually a better judge of what is in focus. One rule I follow is to hide Video Village and all monitors from the actors in the cast. Actors always want to know what they look like on camera, but this is not good for their performance usually. You don't want your actors stressing out about how fat they look or old or unattractive while they're trying to get into character and perform a scene. Now, different directors have differing opinions on this, so it might be something to talk about to the director before shooting. Now, another benefit of Video Village for cinematographers is that it keeps people away from your camera and gear. On sets, especially sets with less experienced filmmakers, everybody will want to see what things look like in the camera. It's a fascinating process. That's why we love it. So if there's no Video Village, people will be crowding over your shoulder trying to see what's going on. And, personal hygiene on film sets isn't always what it ought to be. Yeah, so even if you have no sense of personal space and you aren't worried about your gear getting swarmed and damaged, this is typically not something that you want happening. So set up Video Village and give yourself a bigger, less odoriferous workspace.